There are 100 reasons not to like him. He is rude, he is cold, doesn't even look at people when they talk, and yet your eyes find him every time. Kim Taehyung walks into the classroom 5 minutes late, like he owns the air around him. His bag hangs off one shoulder, his expression unreadable, jaw sharp, hair just long enough to fall into his eyes. He doesn't apologize to the professor, doesn't even note, just take his seat at the far end of the first row, plugs in his AirPods, and lean back like the class was made to bore him. Girls whisper, boys envy, and you try not to stare, but you fail. You sit at the very back, quiet, invisible, always have been. The kind of girl who recycles her notebooks because new ones are too expensive. The kind who waits until lunch break is over before sneaking into the cafeteria hoping no one sees you take the free rice. You're not supposed to be at a place like this. Seoul University is for the elite, the brilliant, the rich. You're here on a scholarship. It is a miracle, an accident. But Taeyong, he is the kind of boy this place was built for. So when you find yourself looking at him too long, too often, you tell yourself it's nothing, it's just admiration, curiosity, it's not a crush. One afternoon, after class, he drops a small notebook by the stairs while rushing out. You pick it up. It's leather bound, expensive. His name is written inside in gold ink, Kim Tae-young. You hold it for a second too long. Then you run after him, but by the time you reach the gates, he is already pulling out the parking lot in a sleek black Mercedes. You keep the notebooks in your bag for 2 days, too afraid to approach him, too stupid to let go of it. When you finally return it quietly, without a word, just sliding it onto his desk before lecture, he doesn't even glance your way. You tell yourself it doesn't matter, but later that day, when you open your own bag, you find a folded note tucked into the corner of your book. Just 5 words written in his handwriting. Don't touch my stuff again. You read it over and over until the words blur, and even then, you keep it. You know you shouldn't feel anything for him. You have seen him reject girls publicly. You have seen him roll his eyes at group mates, curse at waiters, walk out of class halfway through because he was bored. He is not kind, not gentle. He is not the kind of boy who picks up stray animals or smiles at children or remembers your birthday. He is not a boy from stories, and yet he is the only one who made you feel like your heart was alive again. That scares you more than anything. So you try to stop. You sit with your books under a tree on the lawn, avoiding his side of the campus entirely. But that day, of all days, he walks by, alone, headphones in, and stops right in front of you. You look up, startled, your breath catches. He removes one earbud and says, "Do you ever stop staring?" Your face drains of color. I, I wasn't. He scopes. You think I don't notice? You want to disappear. You wish the earth would swallow you whole. I didn't mean to. You whisper. He looks at you like you are nothing. Girls like you are all the same, quiet, creepy, always pretending you are different. Then he walks away, and for the first time, you realize your crush isn't harmless, it's humiliation. You cried that night, not because he was cruel, but because he saw you and hated what he saw. You wonder what it is about him that made your heart attach so foolishly. Maybe it was the way he carried himself like nothing could break him. Maybe because you wished you were that strong too. Maybe it's because no one ever looked at you at all, and even if his gaze was hers, at least it existed. You grew up hearing your parents argue about bills. You wore uniforms 2 sizes too big because they were passed down. You learned how to be small so people won't find reasons to hurt you. And then there was him, Taehyung, who didn't care about being liked, who had the luxury to hate the world out loud, who never had to beg for attention because it came to him like gravity. You don't believe in fate, but when the professor calls your name alongside Kim Taehyung's, you think the universe might be playing a cruel joke. Group 3, Kim Taehyung, YN, Sujin, and Park Jimin. Your stomach sinks. Taehyung doesn't react. He's leaned back in his chair, expression unreadable, twirling his pens between elegant fingers like none of this matters, like you don't matter. You feel eyes on you. Sujin, pristine white dress, French manicure, soft girl gives you a glance, then a half smile, the kind that doesn't reach her eyes. Let's do our best, she says sweetly. Jimin grins beside her. With Taeyong involved, we'll be fine. The cafe smells like overpriced coffee and cologne. You sit quietly at the corner of the table, laptop open, notes in front of you. You have already outlined most of the proposal, done the initial research, typed everything up. It's how you survive, by working harder than you should. Susan flips through your printed draft with raised brows. Oh, you actually did something. You blink. Yes, I thought we could. It's fine, she cuts you off. We'll adjust it later. Jimin shrugs. Looks okay to me. Taeyang doesn't even glance at the paper. You're doing the presentation, he says flatly. Your head jerks up. Me? He leans forward, looking you dead in the eye. His voice is calm. I see. You want to be in this group. Then prove you're not dead weight. Jimin shifts uncomfortably. Young. It's fine, you mumble, swallowing your pride. I'll do it. You don't sleep for 2 nights. You stay in the library until it closes, rehearsing under your breath in the dark. You memorize every line. You're scared, but somewhere a small desperate part of you hopes. Maybe if I do well, he will stop hating me. You stand in front of the class, heart pounding like it's about to shatter. Your palms sweat, your voice trembles, but you get through the first half. You make eye contact. You stay calm. Until the professor interrupts. Why is this data outdated? You freeze. You flip through your notes. The page isn't there, but it was. You're sure it was. You look at your group, silently asking for help. Jimin gives you a small shrug. Sujin tilts her head, amused, and Taeyang, he speaks. I told her to update it. She didn't listen. The whole room turns. The professor frowns. You were leading this part, Wayne. Your mouth opens. Nothing comes out because he's lying. He never told you anything. You look at him, betrayal a fire in your throat. But he doesn't flinch, doesn't blink. He just watches you burn. Sit down, the professor says sharply. You walk back to your seat, blinking hard. You don't cry, not yet. You wait until everyone leaves, then you walk up to him. He's packing his things slowly, casually, like he hasn't just humiliated you in front of the entire class. Why? You ask quietly. Why did you do that? He looks at you and, for the first time, you think you see something shift in his eyes. Anger, sadness, or maybe just exhaustion. Because I don't want you near me, he says. You freeze. You think this is a game? Staring at me like a lost puppy? Following me around with your eyes? It's pathetic. Your lips trembles. I didn't. You're not special, he cuts. You're not different. You're just another girl who wants attention. You step back. He walks away, and this time you cry. You hide in the music hall stairway, the one no one uses. Your hands shake, your ribs feel like glass. You press your forehead to the wall and let the sobs fall out. You don't understand. Why did you do to make him hate you this much? Is it because you're poor, quiet, invisible? Is that why he looks at Sujin and not at you? You remember the way he smiled at her once. Just once. It was soft, barely there, but real. He's never looked at you that way, not even close, and now he will never. The college bell rings like always, sharp, familiar, almost comforting. But nothing feels safe anymore. Not the sun, not the breeze, not even your own feelings. You sit alone on the stone bench near the library lawn, your tiffin box untouched in your lap. The boy who walks like the world owes him silence and respect. The one everyone turns to watch, not just because he is rich or handsome or cool, but because he owns every moment he walks through. You can't help it. Your eyes find him like magnets drawn to fire, even after everything, even when he avoids your gaze, even when it hurts. He is standing near the fountain with Jimin and Jungkook, his two closest friends. They are laughing at something, but what makes your stomach tighten is her, Sujin. His childhood friend, tall, pretty, expensive. She playfully touches his shoulder, saying something that makes him smirk. You freeze. You have watched him walk past you 1,000 times without blinking. You have watched him ignore you in the hall, reject your quiet good mornings, push away the little gifts you left on his desk, thinking maybe, just maybe he had seen your hurt in them. But now he smiles, not at you, never at you. You lower your eyes quickly, hoping no one saw the way you were looking. But someone does. Jisoo, your best friend, his cousin. She sits beside you with a tired chai. You still look at him, don't you? Her voice is soft, not judgmental, just sad. But he remained silent. Because how can you explain a crush that clung to your heart like dew clings to morning grass? How can you tell her that even after being ignored, looked down on, and made to feel invisible, you still feel something? How stupid is that? You came to return Jisoo's notes, but she is not at the usual table. You clutch the file and scan the rows when you hear your name. You spot him sitting with Jungkook, Jimin, and a few classmates at the far end. His black shirt is rolled at the sleeves, his watch catching light as he lifts his hand mid-conversation. You don't want to look, you really don't, but then you hear your name. That village girl, a guy at the table chuckles. The quiet one who follows you around like a puppy. She left a card on your bike last week, didn't she? You freeze behind the pillar. They don't know you were there, not yet. You should walk away, you should run, but your feet won't move. Then Taehyung's voice cut through, sharply. She is just clingy. It's annoying. Poor girls always do that. Dream too high, thinking a smile means something. He loves shaking his head. It's nothing. She's nothing. For a second, everything is still. You look at him, at the boy you liked, the one you defended in your heart, even when he was cruel, the one you thought maybe deep down was different. But there's no guilt in his face. He looks away. You sit on the staircase behind the art studio, rain drizzling softly around you. Your bag is beside you, half open, the card you once planned to give him now soggy in your lap. Your heart is heavy, not because you expected him to like you, but because you thought he had at least respect your silence, your dignity, the way you never asked for anything more than a little kindness, and yet all you became was a joke on someone's lunch break. Jisoo finds you there. She doesn't ask questions. She just sits beside you, quietly, and covers your head with her jacket. I'll beat him up, she mumbles. He doesn't deserve your tears, but the thing is, you're not crying, you're just empty. Later that evening at the Kim mansion, Taehyung tosses his watch on the bed and sits with a glass of soda, scrolling his phone lazily. Jungkook, who had dropped by, speaks up from the couch. You saw her, didn't you? She heard everything. Taehyung doesn't respond. That was hers, man. She is not like the others. Still silence. Taehyung swirls the soda in his glass and stares out of the window. She will get over it, he mutters. But even he doesn't believe that. Not really. You sit by the window. You have shifted to the back row now, where the sun still touches your fingers but not your heart. Taehyung walks in, black hair messy from the wind, tie loose as usual, arrogant skirt on his face, like it's part on his skin. His friends, Jungkook and Jimin, laughed at something he says, but your ears no longer try to listen. You have stopped looking at him and he notices it. Because for weeks your eyes used to follow him quietly, like the way flowers follow the sun. You didn't expect him to return your gaze, but the silence you now offer him is louder than any confession. He throws a glance at your desk. You don't even blink, not even once. Jisoo walks beside you, whispering a joke about your teacher's crooked wig. You let out a small laugh. It feels foreign on your lips, but it makes you look alive. Taehyung turns the corner with his friends, stopping a few feet ahead. His sharp eyes fall on you. You bow politely, not to him, but to the teacher behind him. Wearing that sweater again, mockingly. Looks like the donation reached the needy this winter, his friend chuckled. You freeze, but only for a second. You don't look at him, you don't reply, you don't even flinch, you just walk past. Jisoo glanced at him. You're such a jerk sometimes, she mutters loud enough for him to hear. You both left. Taehyung watches your back. Why didn't you respond? Why didn't you look at him? You sit beneath the tree, swing quietly on rice cakes Jisoo made for you. A soft breeze dances through your hair. Then someone approaches. Mind if I sit? A tall boy, broad-shouldered, warm smile, silver-rimmed glasses. His name is Minho, a transfer student from Busan. He has been in your class for a week. You have barely spoken. But today he offers you tangerines. You know. Thank you. He smiles. You're always so quiet. I thought maybe you hated people. You laugh softly. No, just tired of some. Taehyung watches from across the courtyard, leaning against a stone pillar with a book he is not even reading. He sees you smiling, not at him, but at another guy, and something in his chest flickers. You're walking with Jisoo, laughing softly, your shoulder relaxed for the first time in weeks. Taehyung stands near the school gate, pretending to be occupied with Jungkook's phone. He looks up once, twice, waiting. waiting for your eyes to find him like they used to. But they don't. You passed him like he's invisible, and for the first time in his spoiled, arrogant life, he hates it. Taehyung storms into his room, throws his bag on the floor. Youngs his ties off. Jimin enters after a few minutes. "What's wrong with you?" he asks. Taehyung doesn't answer. Was it about that guy? That new transfer kid? Minho? Taehyung's eyes flash. Who cares? But the truth is, he cares more than he should. He doesn't understand why your silence is louder than your voice ever was. Same night, you stare at the ceiling. You still remember the first time you saw him. It wasn't his looks. It was the way he stood so confidently in a world that rejects people like you. You thought maybe, just maybe, you could be the exception. But instead, you become his favorite punchline. Now your heart doesn't ache for love, it aches for dignity. But somewhere buried under all the sarcasm and bruised pride, you still wonder what made him hate you so much. You never even did anything to him, right? The late afternoon sunlight filters through the glass of the library windows, casting long shadows over the stone steps where students gather in clusters, exchanging notes and lazy laughter. You sit quietly at the edge of the group, a little away from everyone, your book open but unread. You're there, but no longer seen, no longer chasing him down the hallway with a shy smile, no longer slipping secret notes under his desk, no longer waiting outside the lecture room just to catch a glimpse of him. You have stopped, and that silence, it crawls at Taehyung more than he had ever admitted. He watches you from a distance, his jaw clenched, brows low, something boiling under his skin. You're laughing quietly at something Mino says, that new guy, the one from the mechanical department who always brings you extra pens and coffee sachet for no reason. He even tied your shoelaces the other day. Taehyung had watched from behind a bookshelf, and he doesn't know why, but it made his chest tighten. Minho talks to you again today, bending a little too close. Your eyes twinkle at the corner, that soft, gentle laugh going. Taehyung hates it. Enjoying your charity work, Minho? He says loud enough that a few people turn. The group goes quiet. Minho straightens. What? I mean, poor kids need attention too, right? Taehyung smirks, biting each word. But be careful, they tend to follow you around like stray kids. You look up, your eyes locking with Taehyung's for the first time in days. But it is not the look he wants. It's not full of admiration or longing. It's tired, blank, unmoved. You get up and leave without a word. That silence hurts more than your tears ever did. You drag your paintbrush across the canvas. Blue strokes, soft, bleeding into grey. Each color is a word you never got to say. Jisoo sits beside you, legs swinging off tall stool. She's watching you quietly worried. He's being worse than usual. You don't look up. He always was. She sighs, seeing her pencil down. But now you don't care. You stay quiet. Across the room, Taehyung walks in, pretending to look for something. His friends trail behind him, half laughing, but their noise fades when they see you. He doesn't speak, doesn't meet your eyes, but his footsteps pause when he passes your canvas, and he sees it. A boy with his back turned, a girl sitting on the edge of a shadow. No eyes, no mouth, just distance between them. He looks away quickly. It is not that he doesn't like you, it's that he doesn't know how to like you, how to accept the way your smile used to follow him around, how to admit that your silence now screams louder than your presence ever did. You're on your way to class, books pressed on your chest, when Taehyung stopped you, his voice low but bitter. Why the sudden attitude? Did your new toy boy tell you to act like you matter now? You blinked at him steady. Why do you care? I don't, he snaps too quickly. I just don't like people pretending to be something they are not. Like you say quietly. He flinches. He walks away first, and for the first time he feels what it is like to be left behind. Rumors start to swell that Mina likes you, that you might like him too, that you have finally moved on from Kim Taehyung. He hears them all. And that night, when he stands on the rooftop alone, wine biting at his skin, Taehyung whispers into the sky, almost as if you had heard him somehow. You were supposed to stay, but he never told you why, never told you what you were supposed to stay for.